Recently, I've heard people talk about how lasers are bad for you, they burn your skin, how can they be good for you? But what if I told you that some lasers actually change your skin's genes and how they behave and may actually make your skin biologically younger? I'm not talking about vague marketing. Today, we're going to look at real studies showing that lasers can shift epigenetic markers and reverse age related gene expression patterns and possibly turn back your skin's molecular clock. If you're a little science nerdy and you love the idea of technology to age smarter, stay with me. Hi, I'm Dr. Morgana Colombo, board certified dermatologist. And on this channel, we dive into science backed strategies to help you feel confident in your skin as you age. I educate you and you make your choices. So in this video, we're going to cover what epigenetics and biological age actually mean for your skin, how lasers interact with your DNA, and the key studies showing that lasers can impair how your DNA functions. So now let's talk about what is epigenetics and biological skin age. So let's start with the buzzwords. Genetics is your DNA sequence, the letters you were born with. Epigenetics is how your body reads that DNA. So chemical tags like DNA methylation, histone modifications, changes in chromatin structure. These don't rewrite your genes, but they turn genes on and off like dimmer switches on a light. Over time, sun exposure, pollution, inflammation, hormones, and lifestyle cause your epigenetic pattern to drift away from youthful setting. So that's a big part to why your skin looks and behaves older. More wrinkles, thinner dermis, slower repair, more pigmentation issues. Scientists now use epigenetic clocks, patterns of DNA methylation at specific sites to estimate biological age of tissues, including skin. Your passport might say 55, but your skin's epigenetic age might be 48 or 65. So when we ask, can lasers make me younger? What we really mean is, can lasers push the epigenetic switches in your skin back toward a younger pattern? And the surprising answer is yes. Early data says that sometimes that can definitely happen, guys. How do lasers talk to your genes? Lasers don't install new DNA. What they do is controlled injury and regeneration. Ablative lasers like fractional CO2 or erbium ultra clear, they create microscopic columns where the epidermis and part of the dermis are vaporized. Non-ablative lasers, such as the Fraxel 1550 1927, they heat columns in the dermis while leaving the surface mostly intact. In both cases, you create micro wounds. Your body responds with a wound healing program, inflammation and immune cell recruitment. Then you have upregulation of growth factors and signaling molecules. Fibroblasts wake up, make more collagen, more elastin, and matrix proteins. Old damaged tissue is remodeled and replaced with new. On a molecular level, that means entire networks of genes turn on and off. Some of those genes are exactly the ones that are dialed down with age. Some are tied to cell senescence, oxidative stress, and even cancer risk. So the big question researchers asked was, after laser treatment, does your gene expression profile look more like young skin or just like injured old skin? And that is the question. Let's look at what the studies show. So one of the early molecular studies by Riley and colleagues looked at fractional CO2 laser resurfacing on photo-damaged human facial skin. They biopsied skin before and after treatment with the CO2 laser and ran gene expression analysis. And what they found was upregulation of genes involved in extracellular matrix remodeling, including collagen and matrix metalloproteases, increased markers of new collagen formation, a shift in gene expression consistent with active wound healing and remodeling, not just superficial peeling. In another study by Kim and associates, irradiated human skin with an ablative fractional CO2 laser, um, and uh, and then they checked gene expression at 2 and 24 hours. Early on, they saw strong activation of genes involved in inflammation and barrier repair, followed by genes tied to dermal remodeling and regeneration. This told us that lasers are not simply just sanding the surface. They're reprogramming which genes the skin is using during the healing phase. In a more recent analysis by Cheryl and colleagues, they looked at fractional laser treatment and compared gene expression patterns before and after treatment, then compared those to young versus aged skin. And what they found was that after multiple fractional laser sessions, many of the genes that change with aging move back toward the younger expression pattern. This wasn't just cosmetic, guys. It was a transcriptomic shift. The whole network of genes related to extracellular matrix, epidermal differentiation, and repair was behaving more like younger skin. So now we've moved from more collagen to age-related gene expression actually reversing toward the youthful pattern. In animal data, in a UVB photoaging rat model, Wang and associates used a fractional CO2 laser on sun-damaged skin. They showed that there was increased collagen expression and dermal thickness, reduced markers of cell senescence, increased antioxidant enzymes such as superoxide dismutase, upregulation of SMED3, a key signal in TGF-beta collagen pathways. So in plain English, I know this sounds all like too scientific, laser didn't just plump skin, it reduced old cell markers and boosted repair and antioxidant pathways. That starts to sound like anti-aging at the cellular level, not just resurfacing. So let's get into like lasers and epigenetic age. Can they turn back the clock? So now let's move on to the juicy part, epigenetics. So a 2025 review by Haeckel and colleagues looked specifically at epigenetic modifications and energy-based devices like fractional lasers and radiofrequency. They highlighted early evidence that these treatments can reverse age-related epigenetic changes, promote collagen synthesis, and reduce biological skin age as measured by epigenetic clocks, those DNA methylation patterns that I talked about previously. So we're not longer just talking about collagen. We're talking about the epigenetic software of the skin looking younger after treatment. Another emerging area uses epigenetic clocks specifically designed for skin. A 2025 overview for clinicians noted that energy-based devices, including fractional lasers, were associated with reductions in skin's epigenetic age, especially when combined with healthy lifestyle factors such as good sleep and UV protection. So yes, some lasers don't just make the surface look younger, they seem to make the biological program of your skin act younger. But again, keep in mind, lifestyle matters and it adds to your results. So, but it's not all simple younger equals better. Science is rarely that straightforward. An abstract from Crokion and Associates presented at the JID in 2024 looked at a non-ablative fractional laser and found that molecular aging markers behaved differently depending on the skin area. In some sun-exposed areas, epigenetic age increased, in others it didn't. So what that tells us is that epigenetic age is a complex moving target. Not every device, setting, and skin type will respond the same way. We need more controlled long-term data before saying lasers always make your epigenetic age younger. So the honest takeaway here is that some fractional lasers under certain conditions have been shown to reduce epigenetic skin age and reverse age-related gene expression, but results are still nuanced and still emerging. So what does all this scientific data mean for you? So can a laser make you younger? Here is the practical translation. So local, not whole body, it will make you younger. So those effects are localized to the treated area. A fractional CO2 on your face is not going to make your entire body younger. It's changing gene expression in that area, in that skin that was treated. Younger behaving skin, not immortality. So we see more collagen and elastin, thicker dermis, smoother texture, improved barrier and repair, gene and epigenetic profiles that look more like younger skin. That likely means better function and resilience, but it doesn't make you biologically 25 again. So device settings and patient selection matter. So ablative fractional lasers such as CO2 and erbium seem to have the most powerful remodeling and gene expression shifts, but also way more downtime and risk. Non-ablative like fractional lasers such as the 1550, 1940, 1927, they give more gentle but still meaningful changes with new evidence that they can affect epigenetic age in some patients. Skin type, sun damage history, and hormonal status, especially menopause, of course, they're going to influence your response. And this is not a substitute for basics. Even the fanciest epigenetic modifying laser won't help you if you keep tanning and skipping sunscreen, you smoke, you sleep poorly, and you have uncontrolled inflammation. The same review on epigenetic aging in skin emphasized that lifestyle, diet, sleep, circadian rhythm, UV protection interacts heavily with those molecular pathways. So think of lasers as a powerful reset button for damaged skin biology, but you will have to stop hitting damage every day. So lasers help, but lifestyle is critical also, guys. So there's no easy way in life. So who's a good candidate and how to reframe expectations? You might be a good candidate for epigenetically interesting laser work if you have significant photoaging, wrinkles, texture, sunspots. You're open to either meaningful downtime or multiple sessions, meaningful downtime with the ablative ones, multiple sessions with the non-ablative ones, and you understand that this is about long-term skin quality, not just a one-off glow treatment. Your derm has, you need to go to a derm for this, and they're going to evaluate your skin type, your history of like keloids, pigment issues, photosensitivity, medications, medical conditions. It all matters, and they're going to set realistic goals for you, and they should be honest. We can't promise that this laser will reverse your epigenetic age by blah 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 years, but we can say we have data showing this type of laser can push aging related gene expression toward a more youthful pattern, and in some studies has reduced biological skin age measured by methylation. So guys, to recap here, epigenetics is the software that tells your skin which genes to use. Certain fractional lasers don't just like smooth the surface, they actually rewire aging related gene expression, and in early studies can lower epigenetic skin age. The strongest evidence so far is for fractional CO2 in newer fractional non-ablative wavelengths such as 1940 nanometer, especially in photoaged and postmenopausal skin. But this is a fast moving field and it's not magic or one size fits all. And this is it. So my personal opinion is I've done all these lasers for years on, at this point probably hundreds or thousands of patients, including have done a lot of them on myself, and definitely you get visible results. um, and interesting enough, you do see certain signs of younger skin on lasered skin, which is increased hydration, glow, tighter pores, less dyspigmentation, more tightening. So the clinical signs are there in real life, and it's nice to see that there are studies showing that on a molecular level, those genes related to more youthful skin can also be, activated by lasers. So if you like this content and you want more content like that, subscribe to my channel and like this video, and I will see you in the next video.